Well, chapter 24 begins our journey into South Asia. Now, South Asia is part of a subcontinent, and they're separated from the rest of Asia by the Himalaya Mountains. And these would be right here. They're some of the tallest mountains in the world. South Asia is called the subcontinent because it is separated by the Himalayas. They were formed when two plates collided, and they grow together every year. And basically, South Asia, so this over here would be India, is crashing into the Asian plate, creating the Himalayas. And they're going to grow every year. Say it's something like a foot every year. Now, these mountains right up here are very rugged, and they are way higher than the Rockies. Probably twice as high as the Rocky Mountains. Now, South Asia is actually part of East Africa at one time. As you can see, it was right here. And then it's going to crash into Asia in this area, creating the Himalaya Mountains. Now, the Himalayas right here are 1,500 miles long and over 2,400 feet above sea level. I think we figured that was about 4 miles above sea level. And like Estes Park in Colorado is probably about 2 miles high. So it is quite a big difference. They're very tall. Now, throughout these mountains, they're a great barrier, but there is one route, and it's called the Khyber Pass. You can kind of see it right here. It's a valley, and it happens to go through Afghanistan. Now, throughout history, there have been a lot of bloody battles here. Alexander the Great and his armies went through here at one point. This has been the way that anybody gets from the Middle East and Europe into Southern Asia. It's the only way. And the Silk Road had a branch that went in here. It is still the only way really in or out, and the only major road in or out. And you hear about this a lot with our war in Afghanistan. Now, there are 3 great rivers in the South Asian subcontinent. The Indus River, which is kind of by Pakistan. The Ganges River, which flows west to east throughout northern India into Bangladesh. And the Brahmaputra, which is kind of up through the Himalayas and Nepal and Bhutan and India. Now, each one of these comes out into an alluvial plain, which is like a delta. And the most famous delta is Bangladesh. And Bangladesh is pretty much just a delta. And this is going to factor a lot into history and natural disasters. Now, there are 2 island groups. Sri Lanka is this one right over here. I think it looks kind of like India's crying. It looks like a little teardrop. And its capital is Colombo. And over here are the Maldives, or Maldives. There are 1,200 small islands here as well. Now, one major issue here is deforestation, which means cutting down trees, especially the hardwoods. Some of the trees in this area would be teak, which is a tropical hardwood. You know what? It's used a lot in our patio furniture because it's really weather resistant and it ages well. But when you take them up too much, you destroy the roots. And then when it rains, you get mudslides and you get disaster.